What's up guys, Millerkiller310 here, and today I have some pretty bad news in regards to the Call of Duty community. But while we talk about that, I'm going to be playing some COD Mobile here for today. And I think it's probably best to talk about what Activision has currently been doing in regards to all of the community-created games for Call of Duty. So if many of you aren't aware, Activision has recently put a cease and desist order out to the xlabs communities and other things like that. They practically have just took a Call of Duty game that has dedicated servers and took them and just completely killed them off. They obviously don't want the community to be able to relive these games when yet they can't seem to update or, you know, fix a patch for these games to make them playable for stuff like Black Ops 3 and those sorts of games, just due to the absolute fact that it's over for Call of Duty as a whole. But yes, unfortunately, the xlabs community did get a pretty much cease and desist order to the game. They practically were told, hey, you have to shut these servers down. And I don't necessarily know how that's gonna work, considering that these games were practically priceless.
Heads up, enemy UAV spotted.
Fuck camper. It's not fun to think about that a game that Activision has no control over anymore, yet refuses to do anything with, has completely been shut down. It's happening for all of the xlabs communities games, and it's also happening for other people as well, like Plutonium. Yet games that we've been asking for to be continuously playable for so long is now being forced to be shut down. Unfortunately, they're not going to do anything to make what we want a viable option. And honestly, I do think Activision is killing off these games so that they can have full and total control over their player base. I guarantee you it's because Modern Warfare 2 is probably losing players. It is probably because Modern Warfare 2 is losing a lot of its ground in the Call of Duty community to these Plutonium and xlabs creators who have done an amazing job, by the way, creating a game that people actually want to play and have fun with, yet can't because now they're putting a cease and desist order. Activision is killing Call of Duty, and they're doing it not because they don't want to have these up or anything like that. I think it's legitimately coming from the sole purpose that they just want to end all of this and have total control. There's definitely so many more things too. Again, Black Ops 3
we have the enemy's flag.
actually ended up getting an entire patch to fix the game, and yet still is not completely safe, if anything. There is nothing that we can do to even stop this anymore. Again, it's one of those things that's just not holding any valued weight in the COD community, and it is fairly sad to see that Activision is going on that tangent to just practically end the game as we know it.
Predator missile on standby.
Ooh.
Enemy's flag captured.
Oh my god.
We have the enemy's flag.
Targets in sight.
Oh my goodness.
Contact with enemy.
Enemy's flag captured.
Ooh. Back to Black Ops 3. I honestly just don't know why they would release a patch that we've been asking for to fix Black Ops 3 and release something that's clearly half-assed and not actually well thought out. It's just making the game look so much more bad when it comes to it at the end of the day. And honestly, it really hurts me as a Call of Duty player when I do want to end out playing these games. It unfortunately is just going to end out backfiring due to Activision just shutting everything down, and at every turn it seems that Call of Duty seems to have a better place to play in a different area. It just gets shut down anyway. Again, I feel super bad for the people at xlabs and Plutonium my heart goes out to you right now as a Call of Duty player, because yes, while they do own the game and do have 100% control over the game, it's just not necessarily fair to those guys that they put in a lot of hard work to make something that Activision themselves wouldn't allow, nor do. And these guys took it into their own hands to give the Call of Duty community something that they actually wanted to play and have worked towards and earned. I don't know what Activision is even thinking at this point and why we have to kill off everything, but it's really hurting the community as a whole, because everyone wants to get on Plutonium and play these games, and they can't due to the simple fact that Activision is just shutting everything down that has the title Call of Duty. Like, again, with the whole Fortnite thing. People were making Call of Duty maps in Fortnite, and Activision just went on a complete and total baby rage and shut it down, activating a cease and desist to those making them. So, in all honesty, could some people have definitely called it, saying that there was going to be Activision shutting down all these maps in Fortnite?
Target down.
Absolutely. 100%. But again, I just don't think a lot of us would have seen it coming so quickly and in such a violent manner to the people who just still want to play classic Black Ops 2. Again, if you own it on Steam or your 360, those lobbies aren't populated anymore because no one plays on those consoles. They probably definitely have gotten rid of them. And yet they just don't seem to care about the, community as a whole. So why even shut it down if you have nothing to do with those games, yet you don't want to fix them yourselves?
Swarm ready.
It's just one of those things
Swarm activated.
that I think is just Activision wanting complete and total control over. And I think it has to come down to them also wanting their money. Because why fucking make a game that people don't want to play so they can continue releasing it next year? Right? It has to be a part of the cycle. I mean, come on, look at Cold War, look at 2019. Like, hell, let's look at Vanguard. 2019 was just full of infested fucking campers. Cold War was just full of guns that could kill you in the blink of an eye. And Vanguard was just shit on its own, which, because it was so bad, I actually had fun just swimming around in that game and actually trying to take it serious at times. There's just no way that Activision is even going to care to release anything at this point. Oh shit, got a nuke. And that's just one of the things that I just don't understand. It just pains me to make this video, considering that I've grown up playing Call of Duty. Again, I necessarily wasn't the best at it as a kid, but still, I grew up playing Call of Duty, and now all these games that I have wanted to go back and replay, I can't play anymore, because when I did have Plutonium and xlabs, they were just going to unfortunately get shut down due to Activision just taking the cake and saying, yeah, you don't fuck with this. If we wanted it to be revived, we would have revived it. But clearly that's not their intentions. Clearly their intentions is to keep making shitty Call of Duty games with the most frustrating skill-based bullshit matchmaking. Games that just have the most infinite amount of fucking glitches that can't be polished upon release. It's just in their greatest content to just continue to screw this game over at every turn and make either a really good game or a really bad one. Now, in all honesty, I honestly don't think Modern Warfare 2 is a bad game. I just think the execution of it is so bad. Again, with everyone, saying, oh, we're not getting the right, movement system. Like, I'm sorry, but I necessarily didn't like the movement system. And I think this is all just boiled down to the people not wanting certain things in Call of Duty now, and people just going back and playing games that were being crafted by people who actually cared about these games that deserve some fucking love. Games that were just too good to let die. Again, I think that just happens to be the case that Call of Duty is just taking control of its assets that people have been making better and making for the fan base that just wants to play something that's not what we have now. Again, it just really pains me to make this video. I did enjoy xlabs, and I actually did play a lot of Modern Warfare 2 on it, And they kept dedicated running servers up and did something that Activision themselves yet can't seem to grasp the concept of doing. Nor is it something we want for them to just remaster the game and make it even more modernized like Call of Duty is now. It wouldn't necessarily be the same. But unfortunately, guys, that is today's video. I just wanted to make a short and quick video talking about this and how I feel about it. And so let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think this was a good move by Activision, or do you think this was a really bad move? Because personally, I think this was a bad move by Activision, and it's just forcing Call of Duty players to just completely give up on Activision and them as a company making Call of Duty games. Anyhow, guys, you know what to do. Go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe here if you're new to the channel, and share this video with all your friends and get this video out. Because maybe if we just get this video out, we can save all these projects that people have worked so hard to create and give back to the community, that we can finally get back what we deserved, that Activision didn't want to touch until it got big and it blew up. Anyhow, this has been MillerKiller310, and I will keep... Anyhow, this is MillerKiller310, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.